Previously on Breath of Fire. A stairway, staircase, stairwell, flight of stairs, or simply stairs, is a construction designed to bridge a large vertical distance by dividing it into smaller vertical distances, called steps. Stairs may be straight, round, or may consist of two or more straight pieces connected at angles. Special types of stairs include escalators and ladders. Some alternatives to stairs are elevators, lifts in British English, stair lifts, and inclined moving walkways, as well as stationary inclined sidewalks, pavements in British English. Welcome to a fine gaming experience, everyone. Now that Nina's joined the party, we're no longer traveling solo on our adventure, and helping heal her father has opened up the tunnel east for us. So let's go find it. You can see the bridge east on the world map, so you might assume it's this bridge in town. But it's really just an incomplete bridge. You can't even interact with the sign here. What we actually want is that area in the basement of the castle with the guards. Always like those winged statues, it's a nice unique touch over something more generic. Alright, time to grab all that loot. Aw, wonder how long till we find a key for that. A nice scenic view for our transition to a new area, though in hindsight, this is a not-so-hidden back door to the heart of their castle. Going to leave this in just to show how much we've grown from the start of the game. Our damage is strong enough that we could wipe out most enemies we've fought now in one hit. But we'll be getting to see lots of new enemies this episode to change that. That deer is in a pretty poor spot. Hunting animals like this is pretty hard to do. If only there were a better way. Huh, that's a new one. We can't enter the forest for the trees. Told you we'd be seeing new enemies. I'm going to try and give new mobs a free round to show them off a little bit, as long as it won't kill me. Blurbs are nothing special. They're slow and just do okay in everything else. But they do give great experience. Zombies can be a bit of a pain in the arse, as we'll see. They're a high defense mob, so melee doesn't quite cut it. Rot Away will inflict zombie status on us, and just look at how crippling it is. That set our attack and defense to 1. Luckily, the key solves this problem. Having heal remove all statuses is so useful. Welcome to Tantar. There's a bit of a water issue here, as you can see. The dark dragons block the river with a massive boulder no one else can move. They're basically holding the water ransom until they can get this village's treasure. This is the main city for the Forest Clan, all those wolf guys and gals you see. But there's a visitor here we want to check out. Remember that iron ore we found? This guy is from the Iron Ogre clan, and will turn it into a mighty saw for the party. Their clan are known for their skill as blacksmiths, so we're lucky to find him here. Tuntar is the neighboring village, and it seems something fishy is going on there. The ring is their treasure, but we don't really know what it does. The Forest Clan chief seems like a pretty caring person. They're notorious noble fighters, but it seems that's being used against them. So there were dark dragons in the Forest of Despair. Wonder what they were up to. Now that we have the saw, we can go find out. But let's go check on Tuntar first. I'll be pulling fights I don't really need to show off anymore. Post below if you'd rather I just sped them up again. The stone cemetery up north holds a giant stone robot everyone here talks about. We'll be going to check it out in a later episode, but it's about as cool as it sounds. This chief just seems like a bit of a dick. If he was seen near the forest, maybe he's making some kind of deal with the dark dragons. The Forest of Despair has lots of looping paths, but it's fairly simple. So are most of the treasures, sadly. Skeleton riders have a lot of speed, and can even go before some of Nina's actions. They also hit decently, so you can go into a fight with them lightly wounded, and end up in a bad spot if you're not careful. They're also a defense mob, so can take a bit to kill. That mushroom enemy is called a stool, but they were originally named after Dungeons and Dragons myconids. They can rarely poison, but have low hit points and defense. A pretty pushover enemy by themselves. This encounter type shows up often here, but we get two benefits from this fight. A level gain, and a marble if we want to dodge fights. We're getting good XP, so I'll hold on to it for now. Ghost Knights can be scary in their own right. Slam attacks like that are very common, and that was 30 damage while defending. Keeping your health topped up will of course be a priority. Their defense, hit points, and basic attack are all pretty good. They drop lots of cash too. That wrist is the only item you need to worry about grabbing here. Wristband was the original name if you're confused how we found a wrist in a chest. We've looped back to the start now. Most of that right path is just for the treasures. For how neat this enemy looks, I wish they did more, but at least they give us a level. Cura 2 is literally Cura 1 times 2. It costs 6 AP for a 100 HP heal. Not surprising that we get a lot of teardrops here with how bad zombie status can be. Most areas with new status effects are pretty good for giving you cure items for them. Looks like we found another hidden Dark Dragon base. These very sharp guards aren't much to write home about. Pudgy Archer has a higher defense, while Captain Trident has a higher damage curve. Let's go explore now that, whoops. Hidden pits are the theme for this area we'll have to deal with. The general rule of thumb is, take the long path or else end up in the treasure pit. We just found a longsword like the one we bought back in Nanai before it was flattened. Shows how much of a good buy it was, and a reminder that it is stronger than the boomerang for single mobs. More very sharp guards. Let's show them how sharp we can be this time. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Slams with the boomerang do critical damage to all the enemies. It's not rolled individually, as you can see. I kind of feel sorry for these guys now. I wish these guys still had their original name, Killer Helms. They can do a ton of damage, crit occasionally, but only have average hit points and defense. A group of 3 like this has the potential to do a lot of damage to your party. Another Life 2 is a fantastic find. All these new enemies can really put a dent in you if you're not careful. A fire trap. First time we've seen one and they hurt. Luckily, it won't kill you. That helm we found has some nice defense, but no one can use it. Interesting. I haven't mentioned it yet, but as fun as it is to hear that sound from walking on bones, it also increases your encounter rate. A warhog. I love how the top half of them just jiggles separately from the legs. Originally called orcs, I kinda like warhog better. They're a basic fighter enemy for the most part, sadly. Not too much to say about them. One, two, three basic goons. Nina is low on AP, but I have to cast attack up again. If nothing else, I have a few mana restoration items I can pop. You're welcome. Take their weapons? Okay. This actually has a second outcome we'll come back to after. He wants to play Pogs. Oh, that's a Pog. This would have made more sense with his original name, Poochie. This boss can spit a glob out of either head or extend it to poke us, all of which do okay damage. His defense is pretty high, and we haven't found any stones in a while, so whittling him down does take a bit. Pog is one of the bosses that has a cool second health bar mode. Now, both heads will attack each round of combat for extra damage. Well, that's one way to introduce a character. Meet Bo. He was originally called Gilliam, but later games reference him as Gary. You might remember him from the intro. He's not really a wizard, but does come with a ton of great offensive spells that make short work of this boss. His AP pool won't grow too fast, so we'll have to be a little choosy with his spells, or carry more mana items. Nina gains hold this level, which can paralyze enemies' actions if you're lucky. And Bo gets one too, interestingly. He's got a point. The water's still stopped, and we'll have to do something about it. But for now, let's take a peek at Bo's stats. He's fast, tough, and strong, with some wisdom. But he'll almost never dodge or critical with that luck. That wolf hat we found is for him, of course, and most of his bows are two-handed, so you'll have to keep an eye out for if he can wear a shield. Now let's go back to that fake chief and try telling him no. This path will completely skip Pog and go straight to fighting the general. This is one of those annoying dungeons we'll have to walk all the way out of again. And not just the fort, but the forest too. So let's skip ahead a bit. Let's put Bo in the lead now that we're back on the world map. Each party member will have something special they can do as the leader, and Bo has 2 of them. Perfect. As you can see, Bo is our hunter. His arrow range is limited, but all hunts are killed with 1 shot. Battles will remove all hunts, but also have a chance of spawning new ones. It's a good way to earn some extra money if you want new equipment. I wonder how the real chief is doing now. The giant robot will move the rock, it seems. Aguas by Romero, eh? I guess we have our next destination. I find it funny this inn is 1 GP cheaper than Tantar. Moving through forests like plains is Bo's second ability, and that villager will spoil it before he joins. Let's grab some new gear before we close up. Interesting that the boomerang can't be sold. I'll be cleaning up my inventory off camera before next episode. We got our third party member fairly quick, but I'm not complaining. Bo's a great utility character you'll see plenty more of. We'll be traveling to Romero next, and hopefully their zombie problem has remained so benign. Hope to see you all again next time, and take care.